Are they really scary? Yikes, spiders are scary. Wait, please don't step on me. Everyone always says I'm scary, but I don't understand. Why am I scary? You're furry. Dogs are furry. Cats are furry. Your Uncle Rich is kind of furry too. Are you scared of them? No, but you can be different colors like black and brown and orange and yellow and red. Lots of things are black and brown and orange and yellow and red. Licorice, brownies, oranges, lemonade, strawberries. Do these things scare you too? No, you have fangs. I use my fangs like teeth. I brush them every day, just like you. You have 8 legs. An octopus has 8 legs. A scorpion has 8 legs. Are you scared of them? A little. Fair enough. I'm scared of them too. You have 6 eyes. Yes, most spiders have 8 eyes, but some have 6 and some have just 2 like you. I'm very tiny, so I need to make sure no one's going to step on me. If you were as tiny as me, you'd appreciate having a lot of eyes too. Your eyes are red. My eyes only look red in certain light. Your eyes are red after you've gone swimming in the pool. You can fly. Not really, although I do like to pretend I'm flying when I'm swinging on my silk threads. I've seen you swing too. So what can I do to keep you from stepping on me? Well, I'm not sure. You look different than me. So if I use just 2 legs, keep my extra eyes closed, cover my fur, and disguise my fangs, that would make you like me more? Yes, that would be perfect. Thank you so much. I'm not very happy like this. This isn't who I want to be. I'm going to go back to being who I am. I like me. I'll do my best not to scare you. Please don't step on me. No, don't hurt him. Yikes! Spider, even though you're different from me, I see that you get scared and can be hurt too. I think we can be friends. I want to help you, even though you're still a little scary. This home is guarded by the Spider Protection Squad.
First step, you're going to make that long, skinny oval. Most of us have done that. Good job. Then we're going to make a straight line going down. It's not going to be very long. Like, I'm just going to look and see. It's going to be about as long as my finger is wide. We don't want it to be too long. It's going to be a short little line going straight down. It's going to be the top of your jar. All right. We're going to draw the bottom part of the jar now, but we need to go a little bit wider. So right here, it's going to be kind of like shoulders when we made shoulders on our person. We're going to make a curve. You make a curve like this, almost like the letter J. And then we're going to curve it the opposite direction and make it go down, 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 as tall as you want your jar to be. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It's going to curve. Now it's a backwards letter J. And then it's going to curve the opposite way and go down, 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 and try to match that first line. All right, for the bottom of your jar, we need to make a curved line, a little bit of a curve. You don't want it to be straight across. You want to have a little bit of a curve for the bottom of the jar. So it's kind of like a little smiley face. So I'm going to make a curved line for the bottom of the jar like that. A little smile. And our jar is going to be clear and it's going to be made out of glass. So we want to make it look like it's a little bit shiny, like light is hitting it. So towards the top, we're going to put a little reflection mark. And to do that, we're going to make a little triangle. So I'm going to start with a flat edge, and then I'm going to make a long triangle coming down like this. And that's going to make it look like our jar has a reflection on it. All right, last part on the details on our jar. Because jars usually have lids, we want it to look like we can put the lid on the jar. So we're going to just make a couple of lines up here at this top part for details. And they don't have to be just like mine, but you want a few lines up at the top to make it look like the details. So it looks like we've got the jar perfect. Okay, so you are going to get to choose which kind of bug you want to draw. I'm going to do a couple of them on the screen. I'm not going to do all of them, but here are some different bugs that you could draw to put in your jar. Here's a couple of different bugs that you can draw. So it's up to you which ones you want to draw. And again, I'm going to draw a couple of different bugs. So hang with me as I draw the different ones. I'm actually going to start with the snail. I'm going to start with the snail. And for these bugs, all of them, we're going to start with their eyeballs first. We're going to start with their eyeballs first. So in my jar, I'm going to draw one eyeball. And then I'm going to make a second eyeball connected to the first one. So it's not going to be way over here, but it's going to start on the side of the first eyeball, and I'm going to draw a second eyeball connected to it. And you can see in the picture, the center of his eye is black. So I'm going to go ahead and make that part in there too. All right, we're going to make the body of the snail next. So I'm going to start on the right side of his eyeballs, and I am going to make a line going down, and then it's going to curve and go over, kind of like the letter L. It's going to start on the side of his eyeball and curve or go down and then curve over, kind of like the letter L. Now we're going to do the front of his face. For this part, he's got a little bit of a curve here for his nose. So I'm going to start by making a little bit of a curve. And then I'm going to follow the shape of that L to make the rest of his body. So I'm just going to follow the shape of the L around to make the rest of his body. Yep, you can use those sketchbooks. All right, we're going to make his shell next. So we're going to start by drawing a spiral. We're going to make a spiral. So I'm going to actually start in the center of this space behind him like this. So I'm going to start right here in the center. And I'm going to make a spiral going around. It's going to come around his body, and it's going to connect to his back here. And then I'm going to finish it off on the other side. I'm actually going to make it spiral just a little bit more. There we go. All right, we are ready for some last little details on him. We can add some antennas. We're just going to put little rectangles up here with a circle at the end. Little antennas there. You can add a little smile if you want to add a smile to him. This is all details. You don't have to add any of these. I also like to add a few little lines just across his belly, just for details, just like that. All right, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to make it look like the snail is actually inside the jar. So to do that, we're going to create the illusion that we can see behind him. It's kind of like a horizon line. It's kind of like a horizon line. Excuse me. So down towards the bottom, at the bottom of our jar, we're going to add the little horizon line that comes to the corner of our jar. So watch this. It's going to come from the snail down to the corner of our jar. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side of our snail. We're going to go from here down to the corner of our jar. And that's going to create the illusion that the snail is actually sitting inside the jar. All right. All right, you guys want to try another bug? We have just a couple minutes. This one's going to have to be really fast. All right, I've got another jar. If you just want to draw it outside your jar, you can do that. I'm going to do this one really fast though. Let's do the bee. We'll do the bee because he's flying. So this time I'm going to actually start kind of in the center of my jar because I want the bee to look like he's flying in there. So I'm going to start with those 2 eyeballs. 1 eyeball, 2nd eyeball, and you can add the black spot in the center. Underneath the eyeballs, we're going to do his head. So we're just going to do that kind of U shape underneath his head. And you can go ahead and add a smile to that if you want. The next part of our bee is what's called the thorax. That's the black part, that smaller part right behind his head. So we're going to add that circle there for his thorax. And then the abdomen is more of a kind of a U shape. So we're going to add that kind of U shape for the abdomen. That's where those black and yellow stripes are. So we're going to make that kind of U shape here. And if you want to add some stripes to that, you can. All right. And then, of course, we're going to add some wings. And the wings are kind of like a triangle shape with a curve on both of the corners. So we can bring those up, or maybe like a leaf or petal shape. You can bring those wings up and back down. And it looks like there's some details in the wings. So if you wanted to add some little details in there, you could add some details. All right, I think what we're missing now are just his legs and his antennas. Some antennas and some legs to mine, but you can add more details if you want to. All right,